Bubble Bass is a game that seemed quite interesting when I first looked at it, because it marks the start of two trends we will be seeing constantly throughout this series. One is the bubble shooter genre of game, and the other is the debut of the game developers Gameloft. While I haven't played much of any games that are like this, I do know that they seem to have a negative stigma around them. So I'll see if the perception around these games are true for their first time around. The gameplay of this game is very simple. You have a bunch of orbs in the sky that are different colors, and you need to throw one of them into others that are the same color as it. Doing this to 3 or more of them will eliminate that set. Eliminating all of them is how you complete a level. I will say, as basic as the gameplay loop is, it is enjoyable. I will talk about the complexity of the gameplay loop more later, but for now, I'll talk about some other aspects of this game first. Starting with the animation. When I was first looking up details about this game online, I first thought the screenshots of this game looked really ugly, but after playing the game itself, I realized that the graphics are actually pretty good. Of course, this is a very early iPhone game, so it's not going to look amazing. Some things about this game look off, and some of the ways the characters move in cutscenes can feel a bit stilted, but overall the atmosphere is well done for the tropical setting and the colors are vibrant. Moving on to the sound, I think it is actually really good. What you're hearing right now is the soundtrack to this game, and while some music pieces can be a bit repetitive and generic, some parts to these tracks can be really good, and they manage to switch things up enough with these pieces to not make the whole soundtrack seem too basic. I may even consider putting some of these music pieces into my other videos. That's how good I think the music in this game is. Going back to the game itself, let's talk about the difficulty curve. For the most part, the game remains pretty easy throughout, but there are some specific levels where the difficulty gets amped up a lot, and it seems to be pretty random. Like in the level 8-6, you are tasked with completing the level, but there's an obstruction preventing you from shooting towards the middle, forcing you to master the wall bouncing mechanic until you can hit the 2 switching orbs, which will turn the obstructions into different orbs that you can hit. There are a few levels in the game that are like this, that have this big difficulty spike, but overall they are outliers. Most of the game has a clean difficulty curve that starts off really easy, but can get decently challenging at the end, but nothing too hard. In terms of variety, the game does have a decent amount, like having different mini-games to play, as well as a bunch of different designs for the different levels. The boss fights for this game also contribute to the variety. There's 3 sets of a bunch of orbs, and you have to hit them at the right time to stun the boss, and then you can get a hit on him yourself once you do that. You could potentially say that the boss design isn't that good, since an easy strategy would be to stall until the boss reaches your area, and thus ruins the timing aspect of it. But, in my experience, getting to a point where that strategy does work isn't always easy a lot of the time, so I still say the bosses in this game are decent. this all goes into the question of thinking about if completing the entire story mode in this game was worth it. And for me, while there are a lot of positive qualities around this game, there was one fatal factor in this that made me not want to play the story mode in this game again. The length. The game surprisingly takes a really long time to beat, and because of that, even though I was having fun with this game overall, it was definitely boring to sit through all of it. So I wouldn't recommend completing the entire story mode, unless you're a hardcore fan of this genre, or can casually play this game in short doses. Speaking about this game's quality overall, I thought this game was surprisingly good. I don't think it's an amazing game or anything, but comparing this game directly to the Blob one, I think it's definitely a step up from that one in a lot of ways. So I would say that this game is the first truly good game I got to play in an Applesode video. But I do wonder both if and when the fatigue around both this genre and the Game Loft games will come. I guess we're going to have to see when that will happen. But for now, I will see you in the next Applesode.